Let me tell you about a day that I walked for 8 hours to reach The Hague. A place that makes you feel out of this world. With beautiful landscapes at your feet. And a full cloudy horizon. Today, we are going to Picacho. Picacho is one of the many places that you can see if you go to the national park Guaraira Repano. The Guaraira Repano was the point to go, and for that we meet the team at the Pastore Square to start our adventure. And this adventure can start with a simple climb. Talking more about the Pastora Parish, I knew that this was the first parish created in Caracas in 1889. And this is why all the parishes have this vibe like the colonial era of Venezuela, because many of the original structure persists all through the years. In the way to the top, we ended up at the Spanish Road. This was the road that every people take when Venezuela was created. The people go to the ocean and pass through all the mountain by this road. And it's the same original road used in this era. I'm telling you about 200 years ago or a little bit more. It's a really old road. We can see a sign and I'll tell you what it says. In July 5 of 1827, the liberator Simón Bolívar left Caracas and rode this road towards Cartagena with a mission typical of its human, military and political profile. I am not going to order departments of the Republic to increase the extent of my command, but to prevent the civil war that destroyed them from spreading to you. His remains were only returned on December 60 from 1842 along the same road. Reaching the end of the adventure with the truck, we start our own adventure and keep walking. But before that, I let you meet our guide, Luis. Luis was a park ranger for a few 20 years, 40 years, I really don't know, but he knows all this road like his own body.
¿Qué tan grande es el Ávila?
89.000 hectáreas. Aquí todavía pueden ver, este es el empedrado original. Ahí se ve un poco mejor. Aquí bajamos a una quebradita que se llama Las Canoas, que es una quebrada intermitente, tiene agua solamente cuando llueve.
Oh.
Sí. Subiendo por esa quebrada, que baja y uno vuelve otra vez a subir, ahí hay un sector donde hace años atrás encontraron un árbol que consideraban perdido, que era el nogal de Caracas. Esto continúa por allá, aquella cúpula blanca que usted se ve por allá, ese es Castillo Blanco. Luego viene el Fortín de la Cumbre o Fortín de la Cuchilla, que era más un polorín. Y así sucesivamente viene la Atalaya, que era un polvorín, que era el polvorín de Castillo Negro. Y después sigo bajando por ahí, está un sector que se llama La Venta, que era una posada que muchos ilustres se quedaron ahí. Andrés Bello, Miranda, bueno, o sea, todos los ilustres viven por haber. Al pasar La Venta, más abajo hay un lugar que se llama Fortín El Salto, que eso se perdió por muchos años y hasta hace como 1980 alguien lo descubrió y lo desenterraron. Lo limpiaron, entonces son de estos fortines de que con intención de matar, ¿sabes? Porque tú vas por el camino y hay dos paredes laterales así que tienen como unos huequitos. Estos huequitos era para sacar los mosquetes y bueno, vas a pagar, ¿de dónde viene? Y entonces cruzaban los disparos, no había manera de pasarlo. Todo esto fue construido a raíz de que Caracas fue saqueada varias veces por piratas. Y los panas le echaban, yo. Porque mira que llegar a La Guaira, subir de allá para acá, robar y llevarse las cosas robadas para allá otra vez, oye, hay que ponerlo, yo. Entonces nosotros ahora vamos a subir por acá. Todo bien para allá.
Something really interesting about this path is that a few meters at the start we can find some mark on the trees that is clearly visible and help hikers to know that they are in the right path.
Este sector, Puerta Caracas, Hoyo La Cumbre, Las Dos Aguadas, que son los sectores de Galipán, Santa Rosa y El Bautismo, son varios sectores que están dentro del parque que originalmente eran agricultores. Estaban antes que fuese Parque Nacional. Eso sí, están restringidos, tienen una cierta restricción. Hay una reglamentación en el parque que no te permiten construir viviendas que se salgan del contexto del sitio.
Once you get higher, the scenario of the mountain can change from one moment to the other. And this is something I really love about this mountain, that it's not only one landscape around all the road, it changes and all the vibe around this landscape changes too. You can feel a different energy in the start, in the middle, in the top, and in the Picacho road. And when everything feels a little bit easy, you can see more the details, you can chat, you can joke, you can stay a little bit relaxed, and you can see more the little details that the forest gave you. And something we find climbing higher, one of the most magical places in this mountain, or at least one of my favorites in all the roads that I came. And it's the Enchanted Forest. This is a forest, but not like all the forests around the mountain or in the middle of the road, because this is a forest really higher. The trees are really long, but the trunks are thin, and you really feel like you are in a movie and in a really enchanted forest. That gave you a vibe like Hansel and Gretel, like there is a house of a witch or something like that, but it feels really magical. And this is what I told you about the change of the landscape and the vibe of the road. And for me, my favorite was reaching the top of the mountain, because from a moment to the other, we can find the Picacho road. After this, we had to go to the top of the mountain. That is a point that you can take a cable car for free, only for hikers. If you don't are a hiker, you can pay $20 and you can take the cable car. But for hikers, it's free. And surprisingly, we can see this point from Pikachu. It's a really panoramic landscape. You can see everything on the mountain. And this point was the Humboldt Hotel. Yes, a hotel on the top of a mountain. But to came to this top, we have to climb further. And this feels endless. But on the way to reaching the top, we can find the Gallipan town. That it's a town that you can see in the Pikachu. You can eat some barbecue right there. And you can take some food and some really good food. If you don't want to do this, you can keep climbing. It's harder, but it ends in some point. Once we get there on the top, we can rest a little bit with some tequeños and chocolate. And that's really cool. That's like your prize for reaching the top. And we can see the Humboldt Hotel a little bit closer and admire this hotel in the top of a mountain. And this part of the mountain, it's a little bit touristic. You can see more people with normal clothes, not sport clothes, and they are in some different vibe. Before that, we go to take the cable car and make our descent. This was an amazing experience, 100% recommended. And if you want to go to Pikachu or see some of the many roads that you can take in the Guarera Repano, there's forests, there's rivers, there's a lot of scenarios and some really cool nature landscapes. You can talk with Luis on Instagram. I left you the account on the description. And take your own adventure. With no more audio, I led you with the beautiful landscape and the sunset on the heights.